Welcome to A Wayfinder's Guide to Life, a podcast for entrepreneurs and leaders who've checked all the boxes and still feel something deeper calling. This is a space for stories, soul, and walking the wild path home. I'm Mike Bursick, adventurer, entrepreneur, and founder of Wayfinders. Pack light, walk slow, we're heading into the unknown. Welcome back, fellow Wayfinders. We're at episode 8 of season 1, looking at midlife through the stages of the mythic hero's journey. Just 3 stages to go. We've covered a lot of ground, from the call to the resistance to the trial, and in last week's episode, the revelation, the reward that we get from saying yes to the journey. Today we're stepping into a part of the journey that doesn't get nearly enough attention. It isn't less important, it's quieter, more ordinary, and maybe in some ways more challenging than all the dramatic threshold moments that came before. This is the moment after the mountaintop, the integration. When you've seen something, felt something, become something that has changed you, and now you've got to walk back into your life and figure out what to do with it. It's one thing to answer the call, to resist it, to descend, to receive your revelation. It's another thing entirely to bring it home. The truth is, returning from a soulful journey can often feel more like exile than homecoming. You go on an epic travel experience that shifts something deep within you. You exit a company that no longer served you. You attend a retreat that gives you profound clarity on your next phase, and then you return home. You try to explain what you saw, what you felt, what it cracked open in you, but words fail. People nod politely or change the subject, and you begin to wonder if it was maybe all just a dream. You aren't alone. In his poem, After the Adventure, the writer Morgan Haidt writes about this eloquently. After the adventure, I'm expected to go home. I arrived there, carefully carrying the thick, tattered web of bonds I had with my fellows, torn apart and divided up too hurriedly at the parting. Other ghosts are still with me, as they will be for days, and the lot of us barely fits through the door together. My family and friends look somehow wrong, as if they're being played by actors. I go to sit down, but old chairs do not feel the same with all my new parts, new muscles. I greet my old lover and silently wonder, alone, if this is the correct universe. This moment, this return, is where many of us falter. It isn't because we lack courage. The systems we return to often haven't changed. Your job is still your job. Your family still sees you as who you were. Your phone buzzes with messages that seem to belong to someone else's life. The poem continues. I weather the test, the cynics. They come out of the woodwork, some disguised as the people I once trusted most, like moths drawn to something invisible I now radiate. They're not so interested in hearing my tale as in extinguishing my light, which drives them mad. They have rationalizations. They suggest I place my experiences in context. They say jolly but subtly seductive things, such as, "Welcome back to the real world." They do not accept dissent on my part. They use concepts such as financial stability and settle down as keys to try to open my doors. They act like they have a right to this access. Hey, quick pause for something important. If you're enjoying this conversation, if something in the show is resonating, I'd love to ask a small favor. Go ahead and hit pause and make sure you're following or subscribed to the show. That way you won't miss some amazing upcoming episodes. Go ahead, I'll wait. Welcome back. If you're feeling generous, leaving a quick rating or review would mean the world. I know everyone asks for that, but here's why it matters. This podcast is for people standing at the same threshold you may be standing at now. And ratings and reviews are how the algorithm gods decide who gets to find it. They help this show reach others quietly asking the same questions, quietly aching for the same shift. So if this space has offered something meaningful to you, help it find the next soul who needs it. Thanks in advance if you leave a review. All right, back to the episode. People like the familiar. They don't like it when you change or grow, especially if they're not doing any growing themselves. Your transformation challenges them to look at themselves. So the temptation arises to shrink, to forget, to put the revelation on a shelf, to fold yourself back into a life you've outgrown. But if the journey was real, if the insight true, then this is the moment to begin again, with the slow, sacred work of integration. The poem concludes, I remember, never give up. What has happened to you? I begin to retrieve the story. I begin, in the days after the adventure, to cement the two worlds together. I enrich this place with the distilled essence of that place. Drop by drop, the passage of time can work for me or against me. I must not drop the ball, and I must keep my name, so painstakingly discovered. The invitation here is to come home in the deepest sense, to build forward from the soul. Let the truths you've uncovered shape how you parent, how you lead, how you show up in conversation, how you care for your own body. Say no to things you once said yes to things that once terrified you. It's the slow weaving of insight into action until your life can hold the transformation. Integration is a practice, an ongoing practice, a lived expression of what's been revealed. It's when your spirituality moves from the journal into the boardroom, from the retreat into your parenting, from the sacred circle to the dinner table. It's messy. You won't always get it right. You will forget. You'll fall back into old habits. Catch yourself again chasing outcomes when you promised yourself presence. And that's okay. The work is to begin again. Each morning, each conversation, each moment of awareness is a doorway. Every wayfinder's adventure I lead changes me. The work I guide others through is the work I too am walking. As I stretch others past their comfort zones, I'm stretched beyond mine. As I lead them into their journey, I'm taken deeper into mine. 2 or 3 times a year, I return home from far away to my children, my friends, my loved ones, slightly altered. It's tempting to give people the version of me they expect, to play the old games, to slide back into old identities that are easier to wear. But after the adventure, I remember. I remember that I have a story to remember. After the adventure, I must keep my name, so painstakingly discovered. Sometimes, the most courageous thing you can do is keep showing up as the version of you that your soul called forward, even when no one else recognizes it. In our culture, we celebrate the transformation, the breakthrough. But the real miracle is the long, slow walk home. This is the work. This is the journey. 1,000 small choices. a discipline of remembrance. The wayfinder's journey begins anew each day. The forgetting is always right there. Your old patterns haven't vanished. They're just quieter, waiting for you to be tired, scared, or distracted. So how do we integrate? How do we remember? We remember through ritual, through practice, by ceremony. Maybe that looks like morning silence before the kids wake up, or an evening walk with your phone left behind, or weekly check-ins with someone who honors your soul. Maybe it's writing a line each night about what felt most true that day. Maybe it's rereading your journal from the descent or the revelation to remind yourself of the journey and what matters. This is how we anchor the sacred in the ordinary. Here are 3 soul prompts for this week. Write them in your journal and spend time with them in the quiet hours. Where in my life am I still living by someone else's map? Where do I still find myself being pulled back into old identities and stories? What daily rituals, habits, or ceremonies can I practice that will keep me on my path? You'll find these in the show notes. And here's a simple practice. Each morning, before the world rushes in, place your hand on your chest. Close your eyes, take 5 slow breaths. Then ask yourself, what truth wants to be lived through me today? Listen without forcing. Let the answer be small or big, then honor it in one tangible way. We also remember by serving, by giving our gifts. Not because we're fully healed or because we've achieved guru status, but because something inside us is overflowing. The hero always returns from the journey with a gift for others. In next week's episode, The Gift, I'll speak about what this can look like. This stage of the journey is about contribution. You've walked through the fire. Now your presence becomes a balm for others. You become the kind of leader who doesn't offer all the answers, but who knows how to walk beside someone through their questions. If you're listening and you're still in the early stages, if you're feeling the call or knee-deep in resistance, or tumbling through your own descent, then hear this. There is another side. It will look different from what you imagined. It will not solve all your problems or grant you permanent peace. It will, however, open a new kind of life. Your soul will be at the table. Your work will feel like service. Your presence will become your gift. And that is the point. To be changed, to become the kind of presence that changes others. Thank you for walking with me today, and until next time, may you walk gently, listen deeply, and carry your truth home. Thanks for walking a while with me today. If this conversation stirred something in you, I'd be honored if you take a moment to leave a review in your podcast platform. Reviews are how this podcast finds its way to others who might be standing at the same threshold, wondering if there's more waiting for them too. And they're a great way to make a deposit into your karmic bank account. If and when you're ready to go deeper, here are 3 ways. You can join one of my upcoming adventures with Wayfinders, where I gather entrepreneurs and leaders in midlife in some of the wildest and most beautiful places around the world to reconnect with self, with soul, and with each other. This coming October, I'm heading back to the wilds of Mongolia. In March of 2026, we'll explore the deserts of the Sinai Peninsula with the Bedouins, and in October of 2026, I'm going back to the magical Himalayan kingdom of Bhutan. You can learn more at way-finders.com. If you're a fan of the written word, you can also subscribe to my Substack newsletter for weekly stories, reflections, and invitations into the quiet, meaningful corners of life. Finally, if you'd like to connect live with other soulful entrepreneurs, join our next online Soul Talks, a monthly conversation space for people walking this road with heart. You'll find all of these linked in the show notes. Until next time, may you walk gently, listen deeply, and trust the wild places within.